Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Ramen Stand podcast, your favorite anime podcast where we, as the title suggests, we talk about anime. Yup. So grab your bowl of ramen or box of ramen. I don't know, wherever the fuck you put your ramen in.
Or your thing of Pocky, you weeb.
yo weeb trash, son of a bitch. We love you though. And let's talk about some anime. So, as of course, I'm joined here with my lovely friends Cole and Kai. Say hi, everybody.
What up?
Hello.
And in this episode, we're talking about manga. Yeah, you thought we were an anime only podcast? Now we're talking about manga too.
Shit.
Just all shit weeb. Yeah. Next episode, we'll talk about Japanese bathwater.
Oh.
Anyway, so just 2 hours of that. Anyway, so yeah, so we're talking about manga. So let's talk about what kind of manga we read. So Cole, what manga have you been reading lately?
Okay, so at the time of this recording, my site, the site I use to read like manga type stuff, is down for maintenance because of a data breach apparently. But hold on, let me scroll through my history and see which ones I've been reading because I do not remember.
Here, while Cole's figuring that out, that actually brings up a point. Like, how do you guys pronounce it? Do you say manga or manga?
Manga.
I say manga.
Manga's, I think, the correct-ish way.
Yeah, that's the correct way, but I say manga as the American I am, just to piss off the
manga.
Weebs. Yeah, I
As
read
the
manga.
Texans we are.
As the Texans
You can't
we
call
are.
it that. How dare you?
How dare you call it that? You're
Yeah.
not a true fan.
That's another question that I think about, like that I've been thinking about for this episode is how would you describe? Let's say somebody has no idea what the fuck manga is. How would you describe it to someone?
It's an Asian
Kai, how would you
comic
describe
book.
an Asian
It's
comic
an
book?
Asian
pretty
comic
much.
book.
It's
It's literally
Asian
it.
comic book.
That's actually quite accurate. Yeah, I mean, I would probably say like it's just
With pictures.
a Japanese like picture book almost. Like you get a novel
There you go.
and there's pictures.
Like a graphic novel.
Only black and white.
Yeah, graphic novel.
Yeah.
Japanese graphic novel.
Perfect. All right, there you guys go. To any like redneck bearded men listening to this podcast, that's what a manga is. They're just listening like, oh, thank God. My boy Timmy wanted me to get a manga, but I didn't know what the fuck that was.
The fuck's a manga?
Well, you still got it, Cole? Or you figuring it out? still?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I last remembered. Like, it's mostly like supernatural stuff that I read. Like, there's this one, I think it's called like Mirako-chan or something like that. She can like see like ghosts and stuff that no one else can see, and she has to act like she doesn't see them. Because if they know that she sees them, they're gonna be like way creepier, and they're gonna try and talk to her or some shit. And there's like a couple like heartfelt things. Like just to spoil a bit, there's this old lady, right, and she lost her husband like a while ago, and she doesn't remember like the numbers to the safe, and so Mirako, she walks outside and sees like this ghost just holding up like a bunch of numbers. And she tells the old lady the numbers, and surely enough, the safe opens, and like their family is okay now.
Interesting. Is that like a series that is still going, or has it like already finished?
I'm pretty sure it's still going, and they're about to have like their own like anime adaptation that's gonna be coming out.
Oh, tight.
Like maybe this year. Who knows?
Oh, cool.
I hope it comes out soon.
How often do the chapters come out? Is it like a once a week thing, or?
I think, yeah, probably once a week or something, because I don't check in on it too often. I'm typically just playing games, you know?
Right. Because we're gamers.
Epic gamers.
Or what about you, Kai? What have you been reading?
So, admittedly, I don't actually read a lot of manga at the moment. I know.
Get out of here.
I know. But I do watch a lot of... Okay, look. One of us has to be a normie, at least.
Sure.
But I have been meaning to read Blue Lock, which is this manga about basically like soccer in Japan. And so they have to take... So the baseline of the story is that for a really long time there was no like powerful striker on the Japanese national team, and a striker is the person that like mostly gets like all the goals because they're the striker. So what they do is they make this boot camp, and they take one student from, or all the strikers of all the Japanese high schools, and they put him in this like almost military style boot camp to see which one out of the 300 is the best, and then they'll get a spot on the team as a striker. And it's fucking crazy. I think I mentioned in the last podcast I really like sports based stuff. And yeah, it definitely obviously very sports based. But I think they're also making coming out with the animation for that for Blue Lock soon. So I don't know how I want to like. I'll probably end up reading it just because like you know, you got to read the book before you watch the fucking movie. Same goes. So we'll see.
The only like soccer anime that I knew of was that one. Was it called Captain Tsubasa or whatever it was called? Or no, there was that other one, Inazuma 11. Have you ever heard of those ones, Kai?
Yeah, the last one. Is that?
Yeah,
the
I've
one?
never seen either of them, but I've heard of them. I heard they're pretty popular, whatever. But for me, I'm sort of in the same boat as Kai. I don't read manga as often as I watch anime, but I still keep up with a couple of series. Like the series that I keep up with the most is One Piece, for a fact. That every time there's a new chapter that drops, I'm on that shit. Like honestly though, I even sometimes the spoilers drop for the chapters and I immediately read those just because I'm not patient when it comes to a lot of things, especially creative stuff. Like, I know I shouldn't spoil myself, but I do it anyway just because I want to know. So, yeah, I keep up with One Piece, and I keep up with the sports anime that I talked about last podcast episode, Hajime no Ippo. Those chapters also drop once a week, too, and which I enjoy. And then the other one that I keep up with is JoJo Part 8, JoJolion, which that one's a little bit different because One Piece and Hajime no Ippo, those chapters are once a week. And they're in Weekly Shonen Jump, but in different magazines, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But JoJo, since like I think halfway through part 7, went to Ultra Jump, which is chapters come out once a month, and meaning that they have more time to work on it, and there's a lot more pages per chapter. Like usually in Weekly Shonen Jump, it's like on average like 15, 16 chapters. But Ultra Jump, with it coming out once a month, chapters are usually like around 35 pages. So there's a lot more to cover, which is nice. But definitely sucks when it has to wait once a month. And it also fucking sucks whenever they take like a break. Because sometimes with Shonen Jump magazines, they take like a 1 week break like once a month, meaning that there won't be a chapter that week. And it fucking sucks whenever it's like a 1 month manga, they take a 1 month chapter break, which is currently going on with JoJo right now, is that they got a 1 month break, meaning that there's no chapter this month, so I gotta wait fucking next month. But that's okay. That's how it be. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty much what we've been reading. And so I wanted to ask you guys, like, do you prefer anime over manga, or do you like manga more? Because I know for some people, there are some people that I've heard of that prefer manga over anime, surprisingly.
That's a hard one. I guess it depends on like kind of what you're looking for
Right.
from like entertainment, because with manga, like for example when they do like action scenes and stuff, you kind of have like at some points it does get like kind of confusing just because of the way they have to like draw out the panels and stuff like that. Obviously with an anime it's much more straightforward because like it's a show. But yeah, like I don't know, it's a really hard one. I guess if you're really dedicated to like the lore of everything and all that, I would definitely see the plus side of being into more of the mangas, because that's where all the animations do pop out of. But yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, for me, like 100%, I prefer anime over manga. Like I definitely understand why people like manga more than anime. just because like with the manga, that's the original source material, and like anime, a lot of times they censor stuff or cut stuff out from the manga.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to see titties. Like, come on, now. You don't need to cut that out.
Give me the titties. Come on. Yeah, but yeah. So that's unfortunate. Also, just like a lot of detail isn't as there, you know, like in the manga, because they're like hand drawn pictures, so you know they can take their time and make them look really good. But with anime, you don't really get that a lot.
Oh yeah,
they
that's
have
a good
like
point.
rush schedules
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
typically like a time crunch when it comes to anime.
Oh yeah, definitely. But for me personally, I just like anime more just because, you know, it's more stimulating to me in terms of like just staring at a picture. You know, there's voice acting, the music, the colors, the motion.
Yeah.
It just makes it a much more interesting experience, which is that's how an anime adaptation should be, you know. It's just supposed to enhance the experience from the original, you know. And it's unfortunate when there are adaptations that a lot of people jokingly say the manga has more animation than the anime. But yeah, what about you, Cole?
I mean, for me, it really depends, because like there's some animes where like they obviously did a scene better than how it was portrayed in like the manga, but then it comes to like details and stuff, and for me, I really like reading into the details and seeing like all the like nuances and culture that you can find in, like translator notes when it comes to like the manga, because they'd be off on the sidelines, and nowadays you don't really see that as much whenever you see someone like putting in like fan subs for an anime.
Oh yeah, fan subs are the worst, because like I remember, you guys have heard of the YouTuber ProZD, right?
I know him. Yep.
Yeah, I remember he did a video talking about like fan subs versus the actual translation. It was like making fun of Naruto, or like the original version. He was like, you know, just like talking his emotions and saying all these things and like barely cursed at all. And then in the fan subs, it's just saying fuck a lot, which is pretty much how fan subs are. Just fan subs are just half the time they make them way too edgy, just making the characters like curse way too much, which isn't actually how they are half the time. But yeah, I agree with all those points. I understand a lot of the things that are good about anime and some of the things that are good about manga, but for me personally, I prefer manga. No. That's not true. But yeah, speaking of detail, with like anime versus manga, like the perfect example for me with that is like One Punch Man season 2, especially, because like One Punch Man, that's another series that I enjoy, and that's also one that I keep up with every now and then. I understand why a lot of people don't like it, but I enjoy it a lot. But like One Punch Man, the manga, it has the detail is so fucking insane. Like the creator, not the creator, because the creator is actually this guy who created the original webcomic called One, and I'll show you guys a example in a little bit. But like it was just something that he just drew just for the sake of drawing it, and like when you look at it, you can tell that it's not the best. He's not the greatest artist, but yeah, it's very kind of looks kind of bad in compared to a lot of other manga. But then this one guy called Yusuke Murata came in and saw his series. He really liked it, and he's like a very well-known great artist, and he decided to redraw all of the webcomic that the original creator made. And so now it's like this very popular manga with like really amazing art. So let me show you an example that I'll also in the Discord that I'll also show in the video if you're watching from the
superior
visual version. Yeah, it's always funny to me when like in podcasts they always make fun of their audio listeners. It's like, fuck you, can't see.
That was the point of a podcast.
Dunking on the desk.
Right. So the one on the right is the original version, and the one on the left is the new creator who redraws it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So that's the web. So the one on the right is the webcomic version. The one on the left is the manga version. So Yusuke Murata is an amazing artist, and his shit is so good. But and then with the back to the anime, like season 2. it was made by a new studio, because the one who did season 1 was Madhouse, and Madhouse, they're a well-known, really good studio who do really well with most of the anime that they adapt. But then they changed for season 2 to, I think they're called TMS Studios, and that unfortunately was like a very rushed production, and just like it didn't look nearly as good. So let me show you an example of that, of just how the difference is with season 2. Just wasn't as great. Yeah, that was an unfortunate bad adaptation. Like, you guys see that? Oh. The one on the left up top is obviously the manga, and then the bottom one is the season 2 anime adaptation.
What happened?
And that unfortunately was a very bad episode. Like season 2, they just completely fucked the manga source material. They fucked it over. But that's like another thing about how we were talking about like cutting stuff out. Like a lot of anime do that. Like Hajime no Ippo season 3, like they cut out so much shit from the original source material. Like it really sucks whenever that happens. And I always feel bad whenever I like go to look at the original source material and there's just like a lot of stuff cut out. Like it fucking sucks. But yeah. So another question I got for you guys is, do you guys read the manga physically, or are you purely online? Like, do you get actual books, or do you just only online?
What I like to do is I read it online, of course, because one, it's free, and maybe some ads are thrown in there if you're reading it on like an official site. But if I like it enough, I'll buy like a physical copy to keep and to show off.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I feel the same way, because that shit gets expensive.
And it takes up space.
Oh, God. But no, definitely looking at always online, just because that's the day and age we kind of live in now, you know? Like, who has time to buy physical copies?
A lot of people in Japan, apparently.
Touche.
I mean, if you really like it, yeah, buy the whole set. But I just like buy one by one.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, when I was reading manga, like when I first discovered it as a kid, I definitely would like buy some of the ones that I'd see in half-price books and stuff like that I was interested in. Always getting the ones that they fucking half-price books never has like all of them in the set, you know?
Yeah,
there's always like, here's volume 2, then volume 9. It's like, where's what? No, I want one. Yeah. But yeah, when I was a kid, I first started like getting them like physically, but then as I got older, I started just solely doing it online, and only recently have I been like starting to get some actual physical books for certain shows that I really like. Like I've showed Cole one time when he came over, like I have some of the JoJo manga
he does.
that I'm rereading because I fucking love JoJo. Recently got part 2, volume 1, which I really like. And also I have, I think 4 of the Berserk deluxe volumes, because I fucking love Berserk.
My God.
That's another
Are those expensive?
Amazing. Yeah. They're like $30. It's like $30 for 3 volumes in one. I mean, that's pretty good. And they're like bigger pages too. Like Berserk has fucking, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Berserk has fucking amazing art. Like, holy shit.
Berserk does have.
Kai, I think you cut out a bit, but I'm going to assume you said Berserk does have amazing art.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. Also fucking brutal, by the way. I haven't read it personally, because the person who recommended it to me says that it's too much. But judging from what I've heard.
It definitely can get there. But I would highly recommend it. It's a very good and beautiful series. Very gory, but it's good.
I love gory shit. And that's what I feel like with manga, like, is my favorite part, is when they do like really gory shit. Because I remember very specifically, there's a scene in Hunter x Hunter where Killua, the little white-haired kid, he
excuse me,
look.
it's not called Hunter x Hunter, it's called Hunter x Hunter. You don't say the X.
Fuck you, DJ. You fucking weed.
Go on, I'm sorry.
Quit gatekeeping.
But so he like rips out the heart of one of the enemies, and that scene in the animation literally does not compare at all to like the actual the actual manga panels.
Oh no,
because holy shit, dude, like I remember reading that.
No, they censored the crap out of it. But actually, funny enough, in the original 1999 adaptation, they did show him like actually taking out the heart and rip and like smushing it.
Interesting.
But then in the 2011 version, it's just like him having a baggie. With the heart
it's
in it.
just a
like,
fucking bag. Like, that's not cool. I want to see guts.
That's not cool. Also, who fucking has the time to just like rip out a heart and then just put it in like a fucking lunch baggie?
Come on now.
It's like, here you go. Here's your lunch, kid. But yeah, it's very unfortunate when a lot of anime just gets heavily censored. Like fucking One Piece. Like there's like one part in the original where one of the characters named Sanji, like him and this is the pirate chef. They like get stranded on an island, and they don't have much food. Like Sanji barely has like any food, and the adult pirate, he has no food and he's like fucking starving. And so what he does is he like takes a rock, smashes his leg, and then eats his leg to like feed himself.
Oh.
But in the anime, they completely cut that out, and instead what happens is in the anime, the guy lost his leg because he got like stuck trying to save Sanji from underwater. So in the anime, they made it to where he severed his leg to save the kid, but in the manga, he severed his leg to like eat it and not starve himself. So that's like one example of just how much more brutal the manga is compared to the anime adaptation. It's fucking crazy.
Talk about being full of yourself afterwards.
I know, right?
God damn it, Cole.
Zinger.
That was a good one. Fuck.
So one of the last things that I want to talk about is pretty much just like the people who make these mangas, the mangakas, I guess you would call them. And like, man, I feel like when it comes to creative endeavors, like creative jobs, I feel like being a mangaka is probably one of the hardest ones that I've ever learned about, especially for Weekly Shonen Jump, because I've seen a lot of videos of people talking about this where pretty much like mangakas spend so much time just dedicated to just sitting in their room with having no social life because they're spending all this time just trying to draw and trying to create a story. Like, that is insane. Like, I think I remember one time they were talking about how the creator of Hunter x Hunter pretty much made a chart of just like a math equation of pretty much just explaining to you like, this is pretty much how much free time a mangaka has like in a day, because they're just spending all their time drawing, not counting when they eat or when they sleep. And I think they said that in 24 hours they only have like 3 hours of free time a day at most, because they're spending all their time drawing and figuring out the story, which that is an insane way to live. And I just can't understand how people can just do that or want to do that. Like, you got to be fucking dedicated.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's some fat ass dedication right there.
Yeah, like I respect it, but it's kind of scary. Like, I would never want to do that. Fuck that.
Dude, arthritis, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Part of it might also be like Japan's like dedication to work. And all that. Because
the culture
crazy dedicated. Like, there's people
like
not,
work is your
like,
life.
taking the commute home just so you can like spend more time at work than with your family or anything, which also might play into like their declining like birth rates, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's crazy because like the creator Oda, like, he has kids, but he hardly ever sees them because he's fucking drawing manga. Like, it's fucking insane. And I think I remember one time the creator of Naruto, Kishimoto, I believe is his name, is like, he was engaged to this girl for so long, but they didn't get married until decades after. No, I mean, not decades after. Until after he finished drawing Naruto, like many decades later. Like, that is insane. Like, could you imagine like being engaged to someone, but you got married 10 years later? Like, that is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, shout outs to all the mangakas. Y'all work extremely hard. And I've always wondered, like, because for a while I was just like, why are they doing these harsh conditions of being in Weekly Shonen Jump when they could just move to Ultra Shonen Jump and, they have a month to create a chapter rather than, a week, which is way more strict. But then I just thought about it just in terms of like, popularity and staying relevant, because like, things coming out once a week is way more doable, and like people will be having, you know, their attention spans rather than once a month. So like, okay, that makes sense. And also, fucking speaking of Shonen Jump, like, man, I was actually watching some videos from this one guy called Super Eye Patch Wolf, who did these videos called Current State of Shonen Jump, where he pretty much talks about the statistics of the Shonen Jump magazine and how series come and go. And it's pretty brutal, especially like for the physical books, because it makes sense that it's physical. Only so many different series can be in it. Like, I looked it up, and like Shonen Jump has 22 different manga titles that can be in it. And like, they determine whether a series will stay based on how popular it is. And like every now and then they do these things called like surveys for people to take and like talk about their favorite series or least favorite series. And whichever one does poorly, that's the one that like they're going to cut. And so it's like, it's very unfortunate whenever like a series, like as it, like pretty much a series, how long it will stay was based on its popularity. So the less it gets popular, the less and less it'll stay, and eventually it'll get taken off of Shonen Jump. Like Bleach, for example, like unfortunately, it was doing very well for like many years when it first came out, but after a while it started like to decline in sales, and so they would start promoting it less and less and less, and then eventually Shonen Jump told the creator just like, hey, you gotta wrap this series up in like 10 chapters, which that's kind of insane to have that happen. Like, imagine creating something like a series, like a manga or something, and then the publisher tells you got to finish this in like 5 chapters. Like, that is fucking crazy to me. But yeah, Shonen Jump, especially trying to be a manga artist in Shonen Jump, is fucking brutal. I feel bad for anybody who can't make it. But yeah. So pretty much the last thing, pretty much to wrap this up. So before we end this episode, there's one thing that I want to do with us, is where we're going to recommend each other three anime for us to watch. So pretty much how it's going to work is I'm going to recommend an anime that Kai and Cole haven't seen. They're going to watch 3 episodes of it, and then the next episode of this podcast will be us talking about those 3 anime. So Cole, do you have an anime that you would recommend Kai and Cole for us to check out?
Kai and Cole. I am Cole.
Oh wait, fuck. Damn it. Ugh. I'm such a professional. I'm so good.
It's okay, we're all professionals here.
I don't know. Have y'all seen Vinland Saga at all?
Yeah, of course.
I have not.
All right.
Absolutely.
No, not gonna recommend that one then. Let's see.
But Kai, Vinland Saga is very good though. Would highly recommend it. It's fucking good.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, if you like historical like type things, and like, well, you did say like gore. There's some gore in there, that's for sure.
Okay, even better.
There's a lot.
That's what it gets me. But yeah, okay, so not Vinland Saga. How about Yuru Camp?
Yuru Camp?
Yeah, YURU Camp. It's basically like slice of life camping anime.
Laid Back Camp?
Yeah.
I've not seen this.
Alright.
I've not seen it, but you know what? Alright, so that means me and Kai gotta watch 3 episodes of, was it Yuru Camp, you said?
Yuru Camp. I'll type it in the chat.
Yuru Camp, okay.
Or Laid Back
Camp.
Camp.
What's this series about? Explain it to me. What's the basic premise?
And the joys of
just
camping.
camping.
And it's very
Oh, actually, I think I saw somebody like talking about this in a video. Okay, yeah. All right, I'll check it out.
Very comfy anime. It's pretty silly too.
Okay, Kai. What's an anime that you recommend me and Cole to check out?
Shit, that might be a hard one. Have y'all seen... Because I got to think of something that you guys have not seen, which is a little difficult. Because you guys have practically seen most of everything.
Nope, I can tell you that for a
Yeah,
fact.
definitely not.
Let's see. Have y'all watched Kakeguri?
Yes, I love it.
That sounds familiar.
It was fucking hilarious.
It's fucking great. But okay, Cole watched it, so I can't recommend it. But definitely watch Kakeguri.
No, I never saw that.
Oh my god, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
Gambling.
I love gambling. Well, I
keep
take
those
that
going.
back.
Don't encourage.
I like the idea.
You love shows
of it.
about gambling.
Yes, the show is about gambling.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You guys have watched Angel Beats.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Ah,
I haven't.
Sorry, I watched
It's
it.
okay.
Damn it, Cole.
Cole's the one who's watched everything.
Oh, and I'm not even the biggest weeb. My girlfriend watches way more.
Touche.
Like when I hear like an opening that I don't recognize, I send it to her, and
She
she
knows
tells me where it
exactly.
came from.
Very nice.
She's your anime encyclopedia.
Yeah, and I'm her meme encyclopedia.
Let's see. Have y'all seen? I think you've seen this. Have y'all seen Cells at Work?
Yes.
I have not.
I also will code black version.
Are you serious?
That's the
You're
one
funny.
me and her are watching currently.
Amazing.
Here, you know what, Kai? Well, you figure it out because
Because
fucking
Cole.
Cole's ruined it for everybody.
I'm sorry. I did
I'll
run the
say
anime club in
mine.
high
Go
school.
ahead. Go ahead.
You forgot this.
Have you guys? I just recently finished. Have you guys heard of Baccano?
Baccano. That's very familiar.
That sounds familiar. Is it like a mafia
It's this.
one?
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much like about the series where it primarily takes place in a train, and it's like from the perspective of a bunch of different characters. It's a fucking really good anime. It takes place in the 1930s. I would highly recommend it. And if y'all haven't seen it, I would have y'all check it out. Have you guys heard of Durarara?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard of it.
It's by the same guy. It's by the same guy
dude?
who made the.
Ah. Okay. Cool. That sounds
Rorschach.
good.
But yeah, so yeah, I would. That's my anime for y'all. Is watch the first 3 episodes of Baccano.
Okay. Sick.
Typing it
Alright.
down.
All right,
now.
Kai.
God damn it. Anohana.
Yes.
I have not.
I cried.
God. God. Okay. There's one that's on the tip of my tongue.
Don't say
You're
your
really
age,
just
'cause
going
I've
through
seen
all-
that one too.
There is. Let me see.
I think to help you, probably don't choose a slice of life anime.
Or anything super
okay.
sad.
Fair. Hold on. I think.
Well, mainly just because a lot of the ones that you're listing, Cole has already seen.
Have you seen Violet Evergarden?
I have not.
Cole. God damn you. God damn you. God
Of
damn
course
you.
I've seen it. I love you,
Fuck.
Annie.
Fuck. Okay, shit. We're getting into the nitty gritty. Castlevania.
Nope.
Castlevania? I have not.
Thank
Watch
God.
DJ. That would have been funny
Okay.
if DJ had
Wait,
seen it.
wait.
but
Are you
I-
saying Castlevania?
Castlevania.
Oh, I have seen that.
I was right. Watch
Fuck
me
me.
not heard of it.
Hold up. How about this? Kai, how about you Oh, go ahead.
I
go
know.
ahead.
Kuroko's basketball.
I have not.
Nope.
Ah,
I
thank
don't watch
God.
sports anime. You got something there.
And you know what? I'm down for that because I've always been interested in checking that series out. So cool.
It's pretty good. Obviously it's about basketball. Just talks about this one dude. So on a basketball team, you have 5 people on the court, right? This one team in like this Japanese middle school that was really good had a 6th person that they called the 6th man, and he just had like he sucked ass at everything else, but he could pass really well.
Oh,
because,
yeah, I
like-
remember you talking about that.
Yeah, in their first episode. But it's pretty sick. I put it on pause at the moment because I'm watching a Kame ga Kill. But if you like,
Ooh, that's
slice of life shit, sports, it works out very well.
Tight. Well, all right. Those are our 3 animes. So we have Cole's recommendation. What the fuck? I already forgot.
Yuru
what it was
Camp.
called.
Back camp.
Yuru Camp. Okay, Laid Back Camp. And then we have my recommendation, Baccano, and Kai's recommendation, Kuroko no Basket. So we all have to watch. Well, I mean, we all have to watch the 3 episodes of the anime that we were recommended, and then next episode will pretty much be us talking about that, our first impressions of those new shows. So yeah, you guys have any final words you want to say before we end this podcast?
Don't do drugs. That too.
Watch the camp and don't do drugs. I love it. Put it on a shirt. All right, thank you guys so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode whenever that happens.
See you.
Bye.
See you later.